Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Body cam video shows the tense moments before police pull the trigger on an armed suspect. Deputies in the Rockford Casino parking lot plead with the man to put his gun down.
No one could ever get upset to Nathan about anything because he would just brighten your day by doing the smallest thing.
Loved ones still can't believe Nathan Carlson is gone. They described the Marine and Harlem High School graduate as a natural leader who they still expect to ring their phones. And the investigation into a deadly school shooting in Texas will have an Illinois connection. A former Northern Illinois police chief, is part of that review process. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy. The Rockford Police Department and Winnebago County Sheriff's Office released body and dash cam video captured during an officer-involved shooting at the Rockford Casino May 28th. A warning to our viewers, the video contains graphic images. Security asked 51-year-old Bradley Tompkins to leave, saying he was being disorderly. Security then called 911 to report an armed man in the parking lot. Winnebago County Sheriff's deputies and Rockford police officers responded. Police video shows Tompkins with a gun to his head. Officers attempt to talk to Tompkins.
Back up!
Okay, I'm backing up. Just don't do it, okay?
Back up!
I'm backing up, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it, please. Just put the gun away. Just put the gun away. I'm not gonna hurt you, okay?
Why?
I don't want to hurt you. Why would I want to hurt you?
Me.
Why would I shoot you? You haven't done anything to me. Okay, just put it away. We can talk about this, okay?
Police continue trying to engage Tompkins in conversation.
What's your name?
You're gonna shoot me?
No one's gonna shoot you, okay?
You're gonna shoot me? Go ahead, shoot.
While the deputies and officers were attempting to convince Tompkins to put the gun down, Tompkins pointed his gun in the air and fired a round.
How do you want to help me?
I want to get you the help you need.
What? What help?
What help do you need?
11 San Juan, I need you to switch to.
What help? What help?
11 San Juan, okay.
Tompkins then pointed his gun at Masaki and officers Black and Embry, placing them in imminent danger.
Put it down!
Deputies and officers then immediately began administering first aid to Tompkins and called for an ambulance.
The Winnebago-Boone County Integrity Task Force is conducting the investigation into this incident. A Rockford man is recovering after an overnight shooting. This happened just before 2 a.m. in a neighborhood off 13th Avenue near 11th Street and Broadway. The victim was hit at least twice, but is expected to survive. Police have not released any information about the shooter at this time. A retired Illinois police chief will help review law enforcement's response in the Texas elementary school shooting. The Justice Department tapped Kristen Zeman. She led the Aurora Police Department from 2016 to 2021, overseeing her own officers during the 2019 workplace shooting at Henry Pratt Company that left 6 people dead. Zeman will be one of 9 experts to help out. Once the review is complete, the team will publish a guide for best law enforcement practices before, during, and after active shooter situations. COVID cases across Illinois climb a bit. State health leaders report 34,000 new cases this week. That's about 1,400 more than last week. More than 24 counties are rated as high community level. That includes Winnebago, Boone, Lee, Ogle, and DeKalb counties. Travelers flying into the U.S. no longer need to test negative for COVID. The Biden administration lifted the requirement today. It'll take effect Sunday. It's a move many countries have already taken. While it's expected to increase tourism dollars from international travelers, it could cause airline tickets to become more expensive.
Puts more pressure on prices, so that will be that may potentially be inflationary.
The CDC says it could reinstate the testing requirement if another variant emerges. The Illinois primary is only 3 weeks away, but if the latest poll in the Republican gubernatorial race is any indication, Darren Bailey will advance to November. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. Public policy polling surveyed more than 600 likely Republican primary voters. 32% threw their support behind Bailey. His opponent, Richard Irvin, only received about half that. The other 4 candidates have even less. The poll even showed Bailey is leading Irvin in his hometown of Aurora, where Irvin is currently mayor. The winner will take on Governor Pritzker in November. Former President Donald Trump rebukes his daughter following her testimony during last night's January 6th committee public hearing. In a pre-recorded statement, she told the committee that she accepted former Attorney General Bill Barr's assessment that there was no evidence of fraud in the election. The elder Trump posted onto his social media network, Truth Social, that Ivanka was not involved in studying the 2020 election results and that she was only trying to be respectful of Barr. He also denied the committee's accusation that he supported violence against former Vice President Mike Pence, saying someone is looking to become a star at his expense. We spoke with U.S. Senator from Illinois Dick Durbin today about the hearing. He told us it's important to establish the facts for what he calls an attempted coup.
And to dismiss it as a group of unruly tourists is unfair. 5 people died. 150 members of law enforcement were injured as a result of that mob action. If for no other reason, we need to have an established record as to what happened.
The committee's next public hearing is Monday morning. They're expected to lay out more of their case that Trump and his advisors knew he lost the election, but continued to spread false claims it was stolen from him. It's no surprise inflation is squeezing our wallets. Today, we learned exactly how much. A new report revealed things like gas, groceries, and housing costs rose about 8.5% more than they did this time last year. Republicans point the finger at the president, but the Biden administration says the blame should fall on Russia's invasion of Ukraine and greed from oil companies.
Exxon made more money than God this year. They're not drilling. Why aren't they drilling? Because they make more money not producing more oil.
He's beholden to the radical left who don't want to produce energy in America.
The Federal Reserve is set to meet next week. It's expected to raise interest rates as an effort to fight back inflation. Coming up on Eyewitness News Local at 5, a Machesney Park man's life taken too soon. Loved ones tell us their fondest memories of Nathan Carlson, a Marine who died this week while training to defend our freedom. Later on Eyewitness News at 6, a Rockford group uses music and creativity to send a powerful message. Members are getting ready for a couple of special events.
And temperatures today were pretty close to where we should have been for this time of year, but we have some big changes on the horizon, including temperatures into the 90s. All the details you need to know coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Leber, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
This week we told you about Nathan Carlson. The Machesney Park native was one of 5 Marines killed Wednesday when their plane crashed during a training exercise in California. Nathan graduated from Harlem High School's class of 2019 and was a captain on the swim team. Tonight, those closest to him look back on their memories of him. Nicole Delgado spoke with them. She joins us now in the studio. Nicole, what did they have to say?
Mimi, friends and family tell me they're still in shock and can't believe this is real. Some say they're still waiting for their phone to ring and it be Nathan.
A call from Nathan saying he was just merely helping them and he couldn't get any cell reception out in the desert. I'm going to wait for that call for a long time.
It's a hope that Nathan's cousin, Gage McDonald, refused to let go, that Nathan is still somehow alive.
It's very sad. I'm still in very much disbelief of it.
McDonald described Nathan as a light and a star everywhere he went. The two of them played video games all night, went on spooky car rides, and used pep talks to motivate each other.
We went to a local place called Blood's Point, as you know, in Belvedere. We got like a little spooked, I remember, and it was just a funny ride.
Damian Fairday first met Nathan when they were 12 years old in baseball. He remembers Nathan to be a genuine person.
From that time to the very last time I saw him, he was the same person, happy, super fun-going guy, really acceptable of everything and everyone around him. He's just a great guy.
Nathan's friends told me he was tailor-made for the Marines, a natural leader who pushed others to be their best.
I guess honor his legacy is to carry some of the characteristics that he had, you know, to be sacrificial and caring and reaching out to people.
And their biggest regret is not taking advantage of the time they had with him, wishing they just had one more day.
He was so influential, and like this community really cared about him, and so many people had love for him. He was just that type of person.
Instead of mourning, they say Nathan would have wanted them to celebrate his life because he died doing what he loved, serving our country.
He had commented on that picture Tuesday, and he said that he missed me a lot. And I'm sorry. And that really hit me hard. I really miss him.
Nathan's family tells me they're still in the process of planning his funeral. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Nicole. Well, we topped out in the 70s today, but next week it's going to be a different story. Summer-like temperatures will settle in soon. Jordan lets us know how hot it will get. It's coming up in your First Warn weather forecast.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Well, we were dealing with some light rain showers earlier on today, but those have mostly been moving out of our area here this afternoon and into this evening, though behind that we are seeing some isolated showers and storms beginning to develop right around the Madison area that will continue to work their way into the area, but they won't last very long because as soon as the sun sets, they'll lose their energy and they'll quickly dissipate. But we are still dealing with those rain showers and cloudier conditions throughout the rest of this evening and into the overnight tonight as well. Those cloudier conditions very evident here on our SkyTrack camera, but we are seeing a few peaks of that blue sky working its way in. Our SkyTrack camera out there is sponsored by Mercy Health. We are still seeing those temperatures in the 60s and 70s, officially 70 degrees now in Rockford, 62 in Rochelle, 63 in DeKalb. A little bit warmer up to the north where we had a little bit more sunshine there for the afternoon, continuing there into this evening as well. We checked in with our weather watcher, Mike. He reported a temperature of 67 degrees just north of Forston, as well as a trace amount of rainfall. We do hold on to a chance for those isolated showers and storms through the rest of this evening tonight. Temperatures drop back down into the 50s overnight tonight. We're back up into the 70s though for the day tomorrow. Officially 76 degrees. We do hold on to a chance for some few showers late into the day as well. So we time these out the future cast. We are continuing to see those cloudier conditions here through the afternoon today into the overnight tonight. We do get those showers and storms working their way through for tomorrow afternoon and into the evening as well. We get a little bit of clearing skies there for the overnight into Sunday. We get actually quite a bit of sunshine for the day Sunday, but we could have a few isolated showers and storms as well during that day as temperatures near the 80-degree mark. Now after that, we are continuing to see a big warm-up in store. The jet stream lifts well to the north. A very big ridge develops. That allows a surge of some warm air, very hot air to work its way in for the middle of the week. Temperatures well into the 90s for more than a couple of days. We do have 94 for Tuesday. Record high is 98 degrees, so we're only a few degrees short of that. For the day on Wednesday, 93 degrees once again. Heat indices could be into the hundreds because dew points will be well into the 70s, so very hot and humid air for the middle part of the week. We are cooling down a little bit for Thursday, back down to 87, but we are still dealing with the dangerous heat through the middle part of the week as well. That brings us to some heat safety tips. We want to make sure that we are drinking plenty of water, taking frequent breaks in the shade, minimizing sun exposure, wearing light clothing, and make sure not to leave any children or pets unattended out in the sun. Just making sure that we are taking those heat precautions there for the middle of the week. That heat does not leave us quite right away because the Climate Prediction Center is forecasting above average temperatures to continue through about the 20th of this month. Through the rest of this week, though, very hot temperatures, including for the middle of the week. We're up into the 70s for the rest of the weekend, 80 degrees for Sunday with a chance for showers and storms, 84 for Monday with a slight chance for some rain, and then we're into the 90s for the middle of the week. A cold front does bring our temperatures back down just a little bit heading into the weekend, but we are still holding on to that hot and humid air through the rest of this week right now.
It's going to be toasty. All right, thanks, Jordan. Scott's in next with sports. White Sox manager Tony La Russa is under fire for a decision he made yesterday. He reacts to the criticism. And Davante Adams gives one more big reason why he decided to leave the Packers.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
Tonight's White Sox game against the Rangers can't start soon enough for Tony La Russa. By then, maybe people will quit hammering him for his decision yesterday to intentionally walk Dodgers batter Trey Turner after Turner had a 1-2 count on him. The next batter, Max Muncy, hit a 3-run home run. Even today, after reflecting on it, La Russa still believes it was the right decision.
But there's some really tough calls, and you got to make a decision, and then you know the other team has talent, and they're trying to win. And the reality of it's been true for a long time now in all sports for all coaches. If it works, it's a good move. If it doesn't work, it's a bad move. The one yesterday, you heard, I think I asked Matty, was he use the word shocked? That's not even a close call. I mean, you know what Muncy was hitting from the left-hand side this season? 125.
Well, there's no controversy with the Cubs at the moment, but they will face a Yankees team tonight that's won almost 72% of its games this season. Wade Miley will face a Yankees lineup that has hit 87 home runs. Aaron Judge has 22 of those. The Ribbits will be playing ball in Loves Park this evening. They'll open up a two-game series against the Kalamazoo Growlers. In Boston, the Celtics and Warriors play Game 4 of the NBA Finals. You see there's Steph Curry during a morning shoot-around testing an ankle that was injured Wednesday night when Al Horford rolled on it. Looks pretty good. Curry will play. There's no way he's sitting this one out. It's practically a must-win game for the Warriors, down 2-1. Catch the game tonight at 8 o'clock right here on WTVO. Davante Adams has told reporters in Vegas that part of the reason he left Green Bay was the uncertainty over when Aaron Rodgers might retire. Rodgers is pretty much taking things year by year now. Adams says he has spoken to Rodgers several times this offseason, and they support each other. There's no hard feelings. Add Tiger Woods to the Billionaires Club of sports athletes. Forbes reports that Tiger has passed that milestone. Only 10% of that money, though, came from earnings on the golf course. The rest was made through sponsorships and endorsements and by designing golf courses. Tiger made $68 million this past year, even though he played very little. MJ and LeBron are the other two athletes whose net worth tops $1 billion. Well, there's a whole lot of wrestling going on at the Indoor Sports Center this weekend. USA Wrestling's 16U Boys Dual National Tournament has been going on for 3 days, and coming up at 6, we're going to learn how it's going so far, and we'll see one local wrestler in action. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Even our overnight lows next week are not going to be very low.
No, definitely the dew points being in the 70s. We could see overnight lows that really don't get much below 70s or even the low 70s. And that's partly because of all the moisture that's working its way through, and that's bringing some rain showers here during the day today on the First Warn Interactive Radar from Rockford Auto Glass and More. Some scattered showers through the rest of the night tonight and through the rest of the weekend before we really crank the heat up for Tuesday and Wednesday. Some dangerous heat possible before a cold front brings us back down into next weekend.
Thanks, Jordan, and thanks for watching. See you at 6.